Hey lovelies, welcome back to Cookie Jar Unleashed. I'm your host, Cookie. On today's episode, we'll discuss what's new in my world, what happened historically on August 2nd, discover a new author, a new book promo group, and we'll also see what books are on the shelf, and potentially learn a new romance subgenre. But before we start there, I would like to tell you all that you matter. I really feel truly passionate about empowering others and, paying it forward and letting whoever it is, whether they're someone I know or whether they're a stranger, that they're doing great things. Because I know there's so much going on in our daily lives that sometimes, people don't notice the struggles that we're going through. So, in case no one told you today, you matter. All right, so what's new in my world? I'm not sure how many of you guys tuned in to my podcast that I did or my live that I did while I was in Florida in, what was it, the beginning of June, I believe. Well, I am no longer in Florida. I am back in Texas. So much went on there, but that's okay. So now I am back in Texas. I am actually potentially getting ready to start my new career in the mental health field. Super, super excited. I'll be able to use my bachelor's degree that I just obtained at the end of May. What else is new? Oh, book-wise, I'm happy to report that I have been writing quite frequently, both in my solo books and my co-author books with Josette Reuel, and Truedell and myself just decided to continue working on our book two. So I'm super, super excited to see where that all leads me to. All right. Did you know that on this day, August 2nd, in 1924, James Baldwin was born in Harlem, New York? James Baldwin was known as a novelist and also known for being part of the civil rights movement. One of his most famous books was Go Tell It on the Mountain. All right. So, I have a new author that I would like to introduce you all to. She's making her debut to the book community. However, she's been a dear friend of mine for quite some time, and I'm super excited to get her name out there in the world because I think you will all love her. And her name is Joanie Marie. That's Joanie Marie, Marie, and she writes romantic suspense. So be sure to head to Facebook and give Joanie Marie's page a like or follow. She's super, super sweet. She's down to earth, and I can honestly say that she's a good writer. All right. I talked a little bit about my book journey as far as being like back to writing and my muse talking, but I also decided to form a new book promo group on Facebook. I'm super excited. I'm hoping that lots of readers and authors will join because I feel that in the indie community, it's really, really hard to get our books out there in the world unless we have a lot of money. So I'm hoping that this book promo group can help not only readers find a good book, but it can also help authors showcase their books. So if you head to Facebook, look up Monster in the Cookie Jar book promo. Now, I do know that that's quite the mouthful. However, Monster in the Cookie Jar Unleashed has always been my thing for the past, let's say, like 2 decades or so. So, again, apologize for it being a mouthful. However, it definitely holds its purpose. All right, so let's move on to what's on the shelf. Author D. Williams recently released Whip. Whip is book 6 of a Morning Star MC novels and available exclusively on Amazon. And again, that's author D. Williams. D as in dog. All right. A romance charity anthology that has proceeds going to a good cause is Ignited by Hope and can be found at your favorite ebook store. Again, that title is Ignited by Hope. For a suspenseful romance that will have you on the edge of your seat, I highly recommend Ginger Elinburg's book titled Or Worse. It's available exclusively on Amazon. And again, that title is Or Worse. 2 words, O-R and Worse, W-O-R-S-E. For readers who are listening in who favor paranormal reads, fear not, because I have a few of those on my list as well. If you're looking for a book filled with sorcery, betrayal, and forbidden desires, then check out Shadowed Fates by Truedell, which is available exclusively on Amazon. And again, that's Truedell, Truesdell, and it's Shadowed Fates. All right, so this book I definitely wanted to have on my list. However, it's a bit of a tongue twister for me, so hopefully the author will forgive me if I completely mispronounce. All right, so the title of the book is Magic of the Gwar'Arth of Karhu Ridge, and it's a 2-story paranormal romance collection by Josette Reuel. If you like magic, shifters, and motorcycles, if that's your thing, then head to Amazon for this read. I'm going to try to spell some of these words since, like I said, I did kind of botch it a little bit. So the title, Magic of the Gwar'Arth, Gwar'Arth of Karhu, Karhu Ridge. Magic of Gwar'Arth of Karhu Ridge by Josette Reuel. All right, so I know you're probably thinking, why in the world is cookie spelling to us? Well, the reason why I'm spelling is because so many times, like, I'll hear something on the radio, on a podcast, or on TV, and I'm like, oh, I'm really interested in that. However, I'm like, how do I spell that? Well, I decided to take the guesswork out of all that and help all of us, because like I said, I definitely will find something that I like and have no idea how to spell it. All right. The next book is going to bring me to a topic that you may or may not have heard of before. It's a subgenre of romance, and it is called, drumroll please, monster bait. So I have to be honest, I never have heard of that term, like, ever, until recently, which is like a few days ago recently, because like I asked a friend if Josette Reuel in my latest book would be considered taboo. And so my friend replied with yes. And then she was super nice to break it down even farther and told me that the true category the book would fall under is monster bait. I know you're probably sitting there going, what is monster bait? Or perhaps you're saying, cookie, duh, how could you not have heard of monster bait? For those of you who have never heard of it, I'm going to sum it up based on what I found on Google, which is it's a subgenre of romance when the human character is involved romantically with a non-human. This non-human can be a mythical beast, alien, or dinosaur, which that is where Josette and I got this storyline, this story idea, this series idea, was because we'd seen, this has been quite some time, we had seen books that were going viral for being dinosaur porn, excuse the term, and we thought it was hilarious. Like, I mean, we kept looking up books and finding them, like, oh, did you see this one? Did you see that one? And, like, to us, it was just kind of like a silly thing. However, we realized that there was really a readership out there. Like, readers really love this type of book. So Josette and I put our heads together and we're like, why not? And thus our Monster Bait Fairy Tale Retold Reverse Harem series was created. I can tell you truthfully that you will never look at Dorothy and the Tin Man the same ever again. So you can head to your favorite ebook store and get My Monsters at Shrooms End. Again, that's My Monsters at Shrooms End. It's a fairy tale retold. It's a monster bait reverse harem with 3 monsters. And I really would love to hear you guys' feedback on how we did. So it looks like I'm coming up on my 10-minute mark, and I don't want to hold you hostage any more than I already have. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, day, night, depending on when you're listening to this. And happy reading, and hugs and kisses.